systems for compliance. In addition to Windows, Nessus supports auditing of other operating systems. These include various flavors of Linux and Unix, as well as IBM I-Series and AS400. As with normal credentialed scanning, authentication will most likely happen via SSH, and configuring Nessus to log in with an administrative username and password, or SSH key pair, is required. Multiple methods of privilege elevation are supported, and you may specify multiple usernames and passwords as needed. As for Windows, audit checks are provided by Tenable for many regulatory and industry guidelines and should not require manual adjustment. You may customize these checks or add new checks if your environment requires it. Some examples of the types of checks available for a Unix host are as follows. Checking the attributes on files and directories. This allows you to gather permissions information for particularly sensitive areas of the file system and ensure they meet your guidelines. Auditing processes. These checks audit services to ensure they start on the appropriate run levels. Additionally, to ensure that only approved processes are running and that critical processes are operational, you may retrieve the state of a process and identify possible issues. Checking hash values of a file. If you keep a list of MD5 hash values for sensitive configuration or system files, you can specify what the corresponding values should be. You can then periodically check those files to ensure they have not been changed outside of a change management process. Auditing installed software. You may inspect the version number of installed software and receive an alert if the installed version is higher or lower than the allowed value. Auditing XML file contents. This type of check is useful for auditing configuration files in XML format. For example, you could use it to ensure certain Oracle database plugin parameters are set appropriately. Executing custom commands. You can also run a custom command and check the output for strings that match what is expected. This type of check should be used with extreme caution, as not all commands are portable across every flavor of Unix. Additionally, custom checks of this type should be reviewed manually before being run on a host to ensure they do not contain damaging commands that may edit or remove files from the system. You may also audit users, check path variables, find orphaned files, check for insecure file permissions, check file contents for sensitive data, ensure password requirements are being followed, and much more. The full list of available checks is located on the Tenable support portal in the Nessus Compliance Checks reference document.